Personal development is a significant issue. When explaining human progress, my teacher, Mr. Shah, began by talking money. Now, money isn't the only place to start when talking about personal development, but that's where he began. So let me share the insights he expressed with me at the time. Here's the best lesson I can offer you on economics. It's fairly simple. We get compensated for delivering value to the marketplace. That's the essence of economics. We are compensated for the value we offer to the marketplace. It takes time to generate value, but here's the essential point. We don't get paid for time. We sometimes wrongly think we are paid based on how many hours we work. But that's not true. If that were the case, you could just remain home and collect money without doing anything. We don't get paid for time. We get compensated for the value we offer to the marketplace. Now, if that's the case, let me ask you, is it conceivable to become twice as valuable to the marketplace and generate twice as much money in the same period of time? The answer is yes. Could you become 3 times as valuable to the marketplace and earn 3 times as much? Again, the answer is yes. What about 5 times or 10 times more valuable? Of course, it's conceivable. America is unique. It's like a ladder that starts at the bottom and goes rising higher. At the bottom, someone may earn $5 an hour, but at the top earners, like the CEO of Coca-Cola, made $80 million last year. It's a vast variety, and it's why so many people wish to come here. The reason people are so eager to come to America is simple. We have the best economic possibilities that anyone has had in the past 6,000 years. All you have to do is understand it and take advantage of it. Now, why would the marketplace pay someone merely $5 an hour? It's simple, they're not particularly valuable to the marketplace. Of course, this person might be important as a friend, family member, or church member, but in the marketplace, value equals compensation. If you're not adding enough value to the marketplace, you don't get paid much. You can protest. It shouldn't be that way. If you want it to be different, you'll have to form your own country, because this is how things work here. It's been this way for nearly 200 years, and while it may not be ideal, it's the greatest system we've come up with. Now, last year, there was a debate in Congress about whether the minimum wage should be raised to $6 an hour. But we don't need that law. The next level up from $5 an hour is already available to people who work at McDonald's. If you take out the garbage and whistle while you do it, you'll earn $6 an hour. We don't need legislation for that. You just need to learn how to whistle and have a positive mindset. As you begin climbing this economic ladder, why would the marketplace pay someone $50 an hour? The answer is clear. That person is adding 10 times more value to the marketplace than someone earning $5 an hour. Is it feasible for someone to be 10 times more valuable? Absolutely. That's what America is all about. Why would the marketplace pay someone $500 an hour? The response is the same. They are adding considerably more value to the marketplace. And would the marketplace pay someone $80 million for 1 year of work? The answer is yes. If you help a company make $1 billion, it's entirely conceivable for you to earn $18 million. That's the brilliance of the American system. This financial ladder is thrilling because it offers endless possibility. No matter where you start, whether as a student or just beginning your job, all of this is possible for you. Mr. Shah provided me the key to climbing this ladder as high as I wanted to go. In terms of economics, his counsel was simple but powerful. Work more on yourself than you do on your job. Once I grasped this, everything changed. I spent time improving myself, strengthening my talents, learning new languages, extending my vocabulary, and becoming more proficient. As a result, I became more attractive to the marketplace. Not long ago, a corporation reached out to me and said, "We're expanding internationally and would like to tap into your expertise." Would you offer us some of your time, and we'll add millions to your fortune? I agreed, but I couldn't help but think, of course they phoned me. Who else would they call? I can get the job done. It's a sharp contrast from my early existence as a farm lad in Idaho, nurtured in obscurity by parents of little means. I was broke at 25. So why would a corporation approach me and offer me huge money to help them develop worldwide? The explanation is simple. Something changed between the time I was 25 and where I am now. And it all started with Mr. Shai's lesson, which showed me that I didn't have to change the world around me. Instead, I could transform myself. The wind may be blowing, but all we need to do is modify what's going on inside us. There are various ways to do this through personal development, and I'd want to share some of them with you. The first is learning from personal experience. It's simple. Learn from what happens to you. Take a look at the last few months. Did you make any mistakes? How could you correct these for the future? Look back at the past year. Did you do things well, or did things go wrong? What can you correct for the following year? Learn from your unique experiences. I recall when Mr. Shah asked me, Mr. R, how are you doing after 6 years out there? I answered him, I'm not doing very well. He said, I suggest you stop doing that. It was a basic rapid analysis of my condition. He replied, if you keep doing this, the next 6 years will be just like the last 6, and you don't want that. It was time to make changes. Learn from your experiences. Now, here's the second topic I want to share with you today, learning from other people's experiences. That may be your teacher, your friends, your colleagues, or anyone you meet who can pass on their experiences. They'll reveal their mistakes, how they corrected them, how they transformed their health, bank accounts, income, and future. It's about learning from others. There are 2 categories of persons to learn from. One is failures. Too bad failures don't give seminars, right? It would be valuable to learn from someone who lost it all, how they lost their health, their relationships, and how things went wrong. That would be beneficial. But we must also learn from successful people, those who have gained good health, who are competent, or who've acquired outstanding earnings. Ask them, how did you do it? How did you become so healthy, so skilled, so successful? In personal growth, here's how we learn from others: by observation. We learn by watching successful people in sports, business, or any other sector. We watch their discipline and habits. By listening, you can listen to lectures or sermons, audio books, or even informal interactions with informed people. Turn your car into a mobile classroom by reading. Read as many books as you can throughout your lifetime. She exposed me to the power of a library. I've constructed one of the finest libraries myself. Even if I haven't read every book, simply walking into it makes me feel smarter. At least I was clever enough to buy them. Becoming a good reader is crucial. Some books that affected my life were Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. These books helped me become financially independent by age 31. Reading, attending classes, and learning from experienced individuals made a tremendous difference in my life. Another essential lesson was to keep a journal. My teacher constantly warned, don't trust your memory. If you hear something wonderful, write it down. In the beginning, I would jot down notes on scraps of paper, but it didn't serve me well. Then I learned to keep a proper journal, a bound collection of all my notes. I encourage you to do the same. Keep a notebook of everything that impresses you, whether it's a poem, a lesson from a class, or an article that connects with you. Write it down. These periodicals have become a big part of my library. If you saw my library and journals, you'd know I take my learning seriously. So, start your own journey by gathering essential information and examining it later. Let it become a resource that helps you grow. The first subject here is personal growth. Work harder on yourself than you do on your career. Develop your skills, learn the lessons, take the classes, and absorb everything being taught to you. Later, you can refine what's beneficial for your business, your life, and your future. But the key is to start immediately. Personal change and development will make your life unique and meaningful. Look back after a few months or years, and you won't believe how much progress you've made, whether it's in your finances, relationships, health, or any other area. Now, let's talk about the second subject, setting goals. Mr. Shah taught me suggestions on making objectives that altered my life forever, and I want to share those with you as well. As we talk about development, I want you to see how I handle this as I progress. When making goals, we must look into the future. There are 4 things to consider regarding your attitude. First, reflect about how you feel about the past. The best advice I can give you on this is to approach the past as a classroom. Let it teach you about the mistakes you've made, the things that went wrong, and the things that didn't work. Don't use the past as a burden to carry or a club to beat yourself down with, whether it's past losses, failures, or mistakes. Let the past serve as a tough but valuable school. We've all endured hardships, and if you feel good about your past, draw from it as a source of experience and learning. Next, think on how you feel about the future. It's vital to have a well-designed vision for what's ahead. The future contains immense potential, and that promise may be a powerful force for your own destiny. The way you face the future can either be filled with anxiety or anticipation. I've been around the world, and I've noticed that most people regard the future with trepidation. Why? Because they haven't designed it well. They leave it up to others to figure out. The ideal way to approach the future is with expectation, and you can do this if the future is clear and well designed. Let me share some views that help me improve my own future by giving it some serious thought. In setting goals, it's an easy process. First, decide what you want. Take some time to contemplate and ask yourself, what do I want? What kind of talents do I wish to develop? What income do I desire for the future? Where do I want to go? What places would I like to visit? What habits would I like to build? Just spend a little time thinking about what you genuinely want, whether it's in terms of money, friendships, or experiences. Write it all down once you've given it some thought. This is the second step, making a list. It's a really basic but effective method. The third step is to keep those lists. Trust me, having previous lists of goals has been essential for me. I can look back now, 10 or even 20 years ago, at goals I established, and I grin. Some of those things I felt were so important at the time aren't even on my list anymore. I've grown, I've evolved, and I've matured. So, I give you this advice: decide what you want, write it down, and retain your old lists. Then, the fourth step is to tick off the tasks you accomplish. There's great satisfaction in crossing off items on a list. When I eventually went to Spain after setting the objective many years ago, I had the list with me. As the plane touched down in Madrid, I marked it off in my journal. Adding some drama to ticking things off makes the process even more pleasurable. Here's the crucial takeaway: if the future is clear, the price becomes easier to pay. Every promise comes with a price. Everyone must pay the price. You've got to do the work, follow the disciplines, and put in the effort. But here's the good news: if the promise is clear and forceful, the price is much simpler to pay. It can include taking some lessons, reading a few books, or creating new habits. The price could be tiny, but the rewards are huge. So, first, design the promise, then identify the price. The price won't be hard to pay. No matter where you come from, what color you are, your religion, or where you grew up, If you make the future clear for yourself, the things you want, the talents you want to gain, and the life you want to live, the price will be easy to pay. And I guarantee you, if I can accomplish it, so can you. I was simply a country boy from Idaho, raised in obscurity, but I turned my life around. If I can do it, you can do it too. Now, let me touch on the subject of financial independence. But before I go into it, let me make one more point. One of the key reasons for having objectives is what they make of you when you achieve them. When I was 25, my teacher urged me to create a goal to become a millionaire. He remarked, "It's got a nice ring to it. Enough zeros to impress your accountant." At the time, I didn't fully understand why he proposed this, but he said something that transformed my life. It's not about the money. It's about what becoming a millionaire will make of you. I didn't really realize it then, but that sentence revolutionized my mentality. Set goals that will drive you to become better, to grow, and to expand as a person in the process. Achieving objectives isn't just about the outcome. It's about who you become while pursuing them. That's the key. So, remember, choose goals that form and mold you, and you'll discover real fulfillment in the way. He said, honestly, that isn't important. He said you could just give the money away, but I did better than that. I lost it all by the time I was 31. I was a millionaire by 33, and then I was broke. I'll tell you that story later, but when I lost all my money, guess what I realized? Mr. Chai was right. What's actually valuable isn't the money. What's valuable is what you become in the course of getting it. The skills, knowledge, and values you acquire along the road. These things are significantly more valuable than the money itself. Here's a key thing to remember. It's not what you acquire that makes you worthwhile. It's what you become. So part of the key is to set goals that will help you evolve into something larger. Don't set them too low, otherwise you won't need to stretch, grow, or challenge yourself. Don't settle for ambitions that won't push you. And don't compromise your values or principles only to attain a goal. There's a balance to strike. Set objectives that motivate you, goals that challenge you to develop, evolve, and become better than you were. Now, let's talk about financial independence and how to get rich by 40 or 35 if you're exceptionally clever, or even sooner if you find the appropriate opportunity like I did. Let me describe how I did it. First of all, I like the phrase financial independence. Some people hate to use the words rich or wealthy, and I get that. I grappled with it myself. Is it appropriate to aim towards becoming rich? Should we seek for money, or is it too much? Here's what I've come to feel comfortable saying. Financial independence is a goal everyone should pursue, especially in America. Let me define financial independence for you. It's the ability to live off the money earned by your personal resources. Now, how much you require depends on your lifestyle. You might need $2,000 or $3,000 a month, $5,000 or $10,000, or maybe even $100,000, whatever you need to live comfortably, and being able to earn that from your own resources is what I call financial freedom. Let me teach you how to achieve that. If you start at age 15, you have between 15 and 35 years, 20 years in total. In my perspective, based on my own experience, 20 years is enough time to become financially independent. If you're not independent by that age, it's usually because you have the wrong plan. It's easy to be a nice person with the wrong plan. When I was 25, I was broke, but I was a decent guy. You would have liked me. The financial plan I had up to that time didn't work, but I revised it in the next 6 years and became financially independent. This is doable in a decent amount of time, whether it's 15 to 35 years or shorter if you fight for it. Here's the first step. You need the appropriate philosophy. Philosophy is our ability to absorb knowledge, analyze it, and decide what's worth developing. You need a philosophy for life, health, family, relationships, and economics. If you have the correct mentality, it will lead you, and you'll avoid making the same mistakes I did in my first 6 years, living broke with no money in the bank. Now, let me give you a few of philosophies to examine. First, there's the philosophy of the poor. Poor people often consume their money and invest what's left. Then there's the philosophy of the rich. Rich people invest their money and spend what's left. What actually matters isn't the amount of money. It's the mindset behind how you handle it. So, I encourage you to adopt the mindset of investing first, then spending. Let me offer you a simple formula for this. Here's a question that often comes up. What should a child do with $1? Some individuals remark that it's only $1 and just a child. What difference does it make? Well, in my perspective, it makes all the difference in the world. A person's financial path can start with a single dollar as a child. Some may say, let them spend it all. They're only young once. But I feel it's never too early to learn. If I'd known what I know now, I would have started learning in high school. So, what should a child do with $1? The simple concept is don't spend it all. If a child insists on spending the whole dollar, say, let me show you why not. Take them to the other side of town and show them how people live when they spend everything. Drive them around, show them the reality, and let them see the difference. Ask them, would you like to live like this? If the response is negative, they'll get the message. Don't spend everything since the mindset matters. Now, let me provide my best recommendations about what to do with that money. I swear, if you start at age 15, you'll be ahead of the game. If you're already older than that, don't worry. You still have plenty of time. You've got 20 years ahead of you. If you're 30, you still have 20 years to go. You have plenty of time to start utilizing what I'm about to share with you. Here's what to do with $1. My first piece of advice is simple: never spend more than 70 cents. Never. You need to choose a number that suits your philosophy, and the number you choose will depend on what you've been taught or what you've learned yourself. When I initially met my teacher, Mr. Chai, I was spending roughly 110% of every dollar. I was at budget finance, selling my furnishings and fighting to protect my car from getting repossessed. But then, I learned a far better recipe for financial freedom. The first rule: don't spend more than 70 cents. Now, students ask me, what do I do with the remaining 30 cents? And here's what I tell them. 10 cents should go to charity, church, or aiding individuals who can't help themselves. Another 10 cents should help excellent organizations or projects that resonate with you. That's 10 cents out of every dollar called charity. It's about giving back to society, and I believe nothing develops character more than generosity. No book, no teacher, no class can educate character like giving. The optimum time to start this habit is when the amounts are tiny. If youngsters learn to donate a cent out of every dollar, help those who need it, and support important projects, whether it's their church or a community initiative, that's a crucial lesson. It's about starting small. As the amounts increase higher, it can be harder. For example, giving 100 Zallows out of 1,000,000 might not feel like much to some people. But if you start donating early, when the quantities are less, it becomes second nature. Now, for the next 10 cents, I call this active capital. Active capital means you're doing something to create a profit. Wages are fine for generating a living, but profits are what build wealth. Set aside portion of your income as capital, active capital. Whatever endeavor you choose, attempt to show a profit. I'm creating a new book for kids, and I'm thinking of calling it, Of Course Kids Should Pay Taxes. It's a cute title, and in California, kids actually do pay taxes. When a youngster buys something at 7-Eleven, they pay the price plus tax. So a child would inquire, What's this extra charge for? And the shopkeeper says, that's tax. The child might protest, but I'm only 8 years old. And the shopkeeper replies, congratulations, you're my youngest taxpayer. In California, kids do pay taxes, which brings up a big question, should they? My answer is, of course, youngsters should pay taxes. Nothing in life is free. If you want to ride your bike on the sidewalk instead of the muddy road, you pay for that privilege. Taxes are just a part of life. So, 10 cents out of your profits should go into active capital. Start a project or business that can bring in a profit. For example, buy 2 bikes. One for yourself and one to rent out. It doesn't take much to start an enterprise that creates profit. Remember this key idea. Profits are better than salaries. You can't normally earn salary until you're approximately 16, but you can start making a profit far before that. And earnings have no limit. They can expand exponentially. There's no cap on how much you may earn in profits. The third 10 cents is critical. Passive capital. This is the money you lend to others, such as through financial institutions, stocks, bonds, or mutual funds. You let others use your money, and in return, they pay you interest. This is one of the easiest methods to become financially independent. Let others use your resources to earn a profit, and they'll compensate you for it. The key to success here is compound interest. Over time, it can turn tiny investments into large wealth if you develop this 10-10-10 rule starting at a young age. Especially at 15, you could be financially independent by the time you're 35. You'll have the opportunity to live by the income earned by your own resources. And here's one more thing about passive capital. There's a principle in the Bible that says the borrower is servant to the lender. If you want to be in a powerful position as you grow older, you want to be the lender, not the borrower. The lender retains the authority. So, as youngsters learn these principles, they should understand that the lender position is where the power lies. If kids realize this early on, when asked what they want to be when they grow up, they'll answer, I want to be a lender. It's the secret to financial freedom, not being a spender, but a lender. This is a formula to follow. 10 cents out of every dollar to charity, 10 cents for active capital to generate profit, and 10 cents for passive capital, which earns interest. Now, consider this. Can we teach our children to take a ones, find a broken wagon in the neighborhood, pay $1 for it, and then fix it up? They can clean it, sand it, paint it red, and fix the wheels until they're true. Then they can sell it for $5. Does the child deserve that 40 profit? Absolutely. Society now has a restored wagon, and that's what America is all about. Finding something, repairing it, and making a profit. It's about leveraging your resources, assisting those who need it, and letting others utilize your capital to build riches. For years, America has followed a specific philosophy: build something exciting, and then let others pay for the use of it. This worldview has shaped our nation. Communism, on the other hand, taught that capital should belong to the state, not to the people. We've spent years advocating that capital belongs in the hands of individuals, not the government. And it turns out we were right. Capital should be in the hands of the people, in the hands of young entrepreneurs, those who start viable firms and watch them flourish. This is the hope for our future. So, I hope this basic method helps you. Now, let me give one more essential to financial independence, and that is mindset. Attitude is essential. Here's the first example. I used to claim I dreaded paying my bills. My mentor put me straight. He added, let's look at this from a different perspective. What you're really doing when you pay off a 100 bill is reducing your liabilities and increasing your assets. I was taken away. I hadn't thought of it that way. He continued, it's all about perspective. Wouldn't you rather pay your bills, minimize liabilities, and grow your assets? That made sense to me. I learned a similar lesson about taxes. I used to claim I loathed paying them. My mentor replied, taxes are how we care for the goose that lays the golden eggs. He asked, don't you want to do your share? I complained that the goose was eating too much, but he reminded me, we all overindulge a bit. Maybe the goose needs a diet, but better a fat goose than no goose at all. Eventually, I became a happy taxpayer. Though I still believe taxes are too high and strive toward lowering them for the sake of our economy, I now pay my taxes willingly. It's part of what keeps the system running. Each of us doing our thing. I hope these 3 principles resonate with you. I want them to have actual meaning in your life. My goal is for you to one day become financially independent, to progress in personal growth, and be proud of who you are. If I ever get the chance to meet you, I'd love for you to show me the list of goals you've achieved, the books you've read, and the progress you've made. I want you to be better this year than previous. More self-confidence, improved abilities, and constant growth. This is what I wish for you. That's why I took the time to compose this video message. I deliver seminars over the world, but here is one way I can reach you, even if you can't attend one of my events. Maybe this video will impact your life. I'd love to hear about your journey, whether via letter, phone call, or better yet, in person. I hope to meet you one day. Now, let me leave you with 4 thought-provoking questions, which were crucial in my personal path. I feel they can have a profound impact on you as well. Here's the first one. Why? Why work so hard? Why take so many classes? Why spend years studying, taking notes, and reading books? Why push oneself via challenges and disciplines? It's a reasonable question. The best answer to why is the second question, why not? Why not push yourself to read as many books as you can, attend every class you can, and develop new skills? Why not see how valuable you may become to your town, to your family, to your friends? Why not see how far you can go, how much you can accomplish, how much you can earn, and how much you can give? Why not? This is the heritage we have in America, the opportunity to build something wonderful out of our lives. The final question is, why not you? Why not you? You have the potential, good self-esteem, the capacity to create goals, and the will to make progress. If I can accomplish it, so can you. I wish I had more tales like mine. Stories of people who started with nothing and developed something spectacular. These stories would all finish the same way. If we can do it, so can you. If we can read, you can read. If we can change, you can change. If we can figure it out, so can you. If we can turn things around, you can do the same. There's nothing you can't achieve. Why not you? You've got the energy, the desire, and your future ahead of you. If we can accomplish it, so can you. And finally, my last question, why not now? The 20th century is winding down, and we're preparing for the coming century. What a fantastic opportunity to set your goals, grow yourself, and refine your talents. Why wait? This is the ideal opportunity to get organized, take command of your life, and establish a strategy for your future. Why not now? I hope I get the chance to meet you sometime and hear how this message influenced your life. Whether it's at a lecture, over a phone call, or at a workplace event, I look forward to interacting with you. Until then, I wish you the best. I want you to have all the success I've experienced, and so much more. God bless, and goodbye.